Hello and welcome back to Dreamy Thatch Grove. I am so happy that you found your way here. Today we are going to do a relatively quick tarot reading session. As of today, it is officially, according to the zodiac calendar, it is officially the year of the fire horse. Where did all these little bits from the match get on me? We are splintered up in here. Let's keep going. It is officially the year of the fire horse. And I don't usually pay much attention to the zodiac years, I'll be honest. But I just saw a bunch of people talking about it online, and for some reason I got excited thinking about it. From what I can tell, the year of the fire horse seems very much about, decisive action. No hesitation. And I was just very, very into that energy today. I don't know. And so I was in the mood to do a tarot reading video. I can't shuffle very well in these nails. And we're going to do a bunch of very fast readings. It's going to be, the way I'm going to set it up is you can just go to the description and all of the little chapters will just have a different random emoji assigned to them. And you just click on whatever one or more than one is calling to you. I think the way we're going to do this is going to be similar to a previous 2-card spread that I have shown about, I think I called it my ruminations spread. We're going to do a variation on that for this year of the fire horse for you. It's going to be 2 cards, one from a tarot deck. This is my little mushroom tarot deck. It's got little mushrooms on it. And the other is the Seasons of the Witch Letha deck. And we're going to pull one card for what have I not thought about enough? That will be the Letha. So it's what have I not thought about enough? Card number 2. And card number 1 will just be what do I need to focus on? Just very general. What do I need to focus all of this decisive energy on? We're going to go fast with it. I'm going to set you over here, I think. We're going to go fast. I'm going to just lay them down one right after another. I'm not going to over-explain. I say that and then I almost certainly will. We're just going to get into it. It's just vibes. It is instinct. We are trusting our gut. Let's go. First group. What should your focus be? You got the Emperor. I have written down here, responsibility and knowledge. The Emperor is very much like a masterful kind of energy. It's very sort of a leadership role often. Mastery of sorts. What is it? Responsibility and knowledge. Putting thought into how you lead people in your life and doing that intelligently. Doing that with a real thought. Let me pull your second card before we digest that one too much. This is just, what have I not thought about enough yet? What have I not thought about enough yet? And you got cloud scrying. Be still, for it is in the act of patience that guidance is met with clarity. Do not be impetuous. It is the year of the fire horse, and so it's it's good to want to tap into that very, like, tapping in, going, go now, yes, you know, that's great. You maybe have a history of being a little too gung-ho, a little bit, a little rash, maybe. Make sure you have all of the knowledge on the situation. And reflect on that before making your biggest decisions, especially if they have to do with other people, and especially if it's you in any kind of a leadership role or any kind of position of authority over people. Put thought into your biggest decisions. Be patient in this year. If tempers are running high, if you're focusing on that idea of like a fiery energy, be the calm in that. Group number 2. The Page of Pentacles. I think of this card as being, I think the way I have it written down in my notebook is just being a perpetual student. You don't ever really graduate from the need to learn more, to gain more knowledge. I'm double checking my notes. Yes, be a perpetual student, and the basics, the foundationals. Let me pull the other card first as well. What have I not thought about enough? Summer berries. Did I not shuffle this well enough? Summer berries. Those are both in a previous reading, though not side by side, admittedly. We're going to shuffle this while I'm talking. Summer berries is a card. It says here, be wary of picking your harvest too early and risking losing the sweetness of it all. Similar to the first group, it's about patience. The Page of Pentacles, again, it's about tapping back into learning the basics. Learning the basic, not even learning, but like revisiting the basics if you need to do so. You never stop learning, you are not, I think when I've pulled this before in a reading, the way that I put it is that you are not a sim who can like hit level 10 and then max out and then you're just done for the rest of your life, no matter what your field is. There's always more you can learn, more you can do, and better you can become. Patience is a virtue for you this year. Patience and I think diligence is the word that differs us from the first group. A diligence in your craft or whatever it is, whatever your field of expertise is, whatever you're working on. Diligence. Revisiting the basics, brushing back up regularly. The word that's coming to mind here is self-discipline. Self-discipline is a very good thing to have. Focus on your habits. And that will be your foundation. Group number 3. You got the 4 of Wands. This is what to focus on this year. And what have I not thought about enough? You got Farmer's Market. It says, remember to distinguish abundance from wholeness. Choose wisely and intentionally. Making decisions this year. Okay, yeah. 4 of Wands, the way I have it written down here is community harmony. It's also a very celebratory card. I think think some people regard it as being about like family, but I think more just community is a better word for it. And then this idea of the farmer's market card. Distinguish abundance from wholeness. Just because you have options or opportunities on the table for you doesn't mean that they are all good for you or good for the group that you've surrounded yourself with. I think maybe focusing on found family might be a big thing for you. Love and connection, these are things you build, not things you find. Be mindful in how you go about that. Do not judge books by their cover this year. Look beneath the surface and learn to trust when people tell you who they are. And you can build for yourself a good foundation and a beautiful like community place for you to be. Next group. Oh, the Knight of Wands is my favorite card in this particular deck. The Knight of Wands, this is very action focused, which is very good for that, like, fire horse energy. And then the card for what have I not put enough thought into? Horse. So far, these are all cards that were in the video I just shot before this. I shuffled it multiple times. But now, horse, this is you are tapped the heck in. You are tapped into this energy. Horse says, unsure of how to break out of your cage. What is it? Yeah, unsure of how to break out of your cage. Spirit shares strength through acts of liberation. The Knight of Wands. I always like to check I have a little like booklet for myself where I just wrote down my personal meanings for the tarot cards because my memory is shot and I always forget. I get a couple of them confused, so I want to make sure. Yeah, the Knight of Wands, I just have written bold action. However, the shadow of that I also have written down as impulse. It's also crazy that it literally has a horse skull on it. And of course, in a traditional Rider-Waite deck, it's a knight card, so it of course has a horse on it. These are very in tune and very aligned with the idea of the like fire horse. So again, the shadow of this is impulse. So it is good not to want to be impulsive. However, this is maybe insane advice to give, but just sort of go for it. Like whatever it is, go for it. Decisiveness will be rewarded for you, is the energy I'm getting here. Trust your instincts, move with it. Let yourself go with the flow, but also like, not going with the flow is not the right way to put it. What I mean is allowing the change to happen, but like specifically creating that change. Act on your ideas, act on your impulses and your instincts. Instinct is the distinction between impulse and instinct would be good for you to nail down, but don't get so caught up in focusing on the idea of that you are not letting yourself actually move. Let yourself feel free, tap into. This came up in a reading I just did for a video about inner child work. I think it might be good for you to put some thought into your inner child because a lot of that will reveal why you want the things you want. And just like letting yourself follow your own joy as you move forward in the decisions that you make this year. Make big decisions, make big swings, take risks. That's that one for you. That was a fun one. I like this. Next group. Energy to focus on. The High Priestess. This is all about intuition. I'll pull your other card. What have I not put enough thought into? Heirloom tomatoes. Enter into the depths of intimacy, where the seeds of your desires will be nourished. The idea of this is sort of like family romance in a lot of ways. Make sure you are nourishing your closest relationships. However, also, the energy to focus on here, the High Priestess. The energy of this year is kind of focused on the self here, it looks like. There's a big dichotomy between these cards here. Let me pull my little notebook here. High Priestess is a lot about I think the word that's coming to mind to me is spirituality. The balance between the self, focusing on your inner work, focusing on maybe self-improvement for you in some way this year. Balancing that with balancing between the self and the other and the community. Not even community, really just your immediate group, your core group, your family or closest friends. Find a balance this year between making sure that you're following your intuition and that you are really tapping into your intuition this year. Learning to trust your instincts. The phrase trust your instincts is coming up in a lot of these. But finding balance between the self and taking care of people around you. Boundaries comes to mind. Understanding how to set boundaries that are not restrictions that you're placing on other people. I think that needs to be a big focus in the coming months for you. Next group. The Devil. I think of this as being a card about vice and temptation. Influence, external influence, I think of it as. What have I not put enough thought into? Insects, external influence. Vigilance is necessary at this time. Heed the warning. You have a bad friend, would be the immediate take I get from this. There is something to the idea of taking stock of who you're keeping around you and what their true intentions are. Pull back at the first sign of trouble, and that you don't need to decide that somebody is bad. You don't need to you don't need to diagnose anyone in your life in order to pull back a little bit. If you suspect something is weird or something is up, that in itself is a sign that something is wrong. Maybe it's with them, maybe it's with how you are relating or reacting to them. In either case, let yourself pull back in order to assess it better. You need to protect your energy and stay focused on your most foundational beliefs and self-concepts. Focus on who you want to be as a person at the most base level. Get it down to a sentence or two. Who you are as a person, and then stick to that and notice when you are veering off course from that and who is causing that. Next group, the Six of Wands. Let me make sure I have it right. Yeah. Sometimes I confuse the Six of Wands and the Six of Swords. The Six of Wands I think of as the card of external validation. That can be both a good thing and a bad thing, so I'm going to pull your other card for context. What have I not given enough thought? Country cottage. It is time for the seeker to look within. What haunts you can only be faced by you. I'm actually going to pull the booklet from this deck and take a look at that. I'm not overly familiar with this card. I'm just going to scan it. Sustainability, self-sufficiency, and independence. Finding independence, self-determination, and sustainability for your soul's well-being. Troubles relying too much on someone else to guide you is that you lose the ability to stimulate your own healing and rewards. You are expecting someone else to show you the way rather than finding it for yourself. Trust in your own guidance more than you seek advice and help from other people. Alright. You're being a bit too needy. Try to focus on being more independent. Alright. In the context here with the Six of Wands, I think that very quickly clarified that as being that you are relating to external validation in maybe a less healthy way. A constant need for reassurance, either from an individual, maybe family, a romantic partner, but I think in a lot of ways it's more likely to be like from people in the whole, maybe social media. Social media often comes up with the Six of Wands card. This year you need to be focusing inward and really examining why you are so attached to the reactions of other people and the belief that they have about whether you are good enough. You need to have your own self-concept that is not dependent on others' reactions to you. You need to focus on that this year. Next group. The Ten of Wands. Is that the card of overburdening, or am I confusing it? Yeah. Burnout. The card of burnout. But what I have written in my notes there is delegate now. Sort of letting people help. But let's pull this card as well. What have I not put enough thought into yet? Sun salutation. Praise the temple that carries your spirit. Support is needed. Yeah. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reach out. You're putting too much on yourself, and that's not going to help anyone. I'm going to look in the booklet at this card because I'm not overly familiar with that one in particular. 38, Sun salutation. It's wellness and supporting your body. It's making self-care a priority. It says here, yeah, This is an immediate call to make self-care a priority, especially if you have experienced struggles in manifesting more abundance or love into your life. It may not seem as though health and wellness have anything to do with your other goals, but consider that you would not have a way to experience wealth, joy, love, or material possessions without your physical body. It is your soul's home and how you take in the world around you. Without vitality, it could become much more difficult to show up for the things money affords you. Yeah, getting proper rest. Focusing on your body. Drink enough water. Drink more water. Make sure you are feeding yourself well and build up a better physical regimen for yourself, a routine, and that can often feel like starting up a workout routine or regimen can feel almost like a punishment. It feels like, if you're somebody who at the top of the year is like, I'm gonna run 4 miles every day, and then you didn't do that, there's a lot of shame associated with that. Just let go of that completely. It's not about changing yourself. It's not about change. It is just about maintenance, and it is about health and just feeling good. The more you do it, the better you will feel. Let go of some of the responsibilities that you can let go of and focus more on taking your vitamins, sleeping in when you can, working out, meditating, I think would be very smart for you. Taking time to meditate, taking care of your body. Do not let that just fall by the wayside so that you can focus on holding other people's problems and responsibilities for them. Next group, the hierophant. Sort of looking to the past, tradition. And what have I not thought about enough yet? Wand making. With a flick of focus, you will come to see a vision realized. This one is less clear to me immediately. Wand making here is something you have not thought about enough. It's clear that there is a hesitation towards working on your goals. The hierophant here confuses me a little bit. Focusing on I think what this is looking to the past, but not even the far past. I think it has to do with sort of I'm thinking of the phrase, those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it, but I think sort of reduced down to a smaller scale of the self. If you are not tapped into your own habits and patterns, and if you have not examined them, then you will be doomed to keep falling into those patterns. And so, of course, you're not letting yourself tap into putting real effort into your biggest goals and ambitions. You have some bad patterns to break free of. I think maybe there might be a sense here of breaking generational curses for a lot of you. Put some thought into your upbringing. Put some thought into your own patterns. Spend some time this year putting some thought into, honestly, your parents' or guardians' patterns. That can feel very overwhelming for a lot of people. That's okay to take your time with it. But you can even if you very deeply love and want to be respectful to your parents or whoever raised you, you should still be able to notice where they fell short, because everyone falls short, and it would be unfair to expect them to have been perfect. So whether you have a good relationship or not, really examine their habits and how that has affected you today, and yet breaking those like generational curses. And let you like focus into your visions for yourself and your life. The energy of this year as being like very decisive and action based, and like risk will be rewarded. Don't let this pass you by. Do not live in fear or the smallness that was taught to you by people who thought they were doing what was best for you. It is not disrespectful for you to grow beyond the precedent that maybe your family has set. So that's that. That one's a little bit heavier, I think. You can be gentle with yourself. Be gentle, but do not shy away from the work. And do not shy away from your visions. Life can pass you by without ever having acted on the things that you want if you let it. Don't let it. This is your year to focus. This is your year to get shit done. Let yourself believe that you deserve it, and let yourself put the work in, and you will be rewarded for it. And next group, the 10 of Pentacles. This is a very joyous celebratory card. I just think this is like the joy card, I think. And your card here for what have I not given enough thought? Green Witch. No one decision is insignificant. The act of intentionality calls to you. This card is a lot about the interconnectedness of things. The phrase the butterfly effect comes to mind. It mentions the green witch as being the way that you treat the world is a reflection of the way you treat yourself, and the way you treat yourself will be reflected in the collective consciousness, is how I believe it words it. That interconnectedness of action and reaction, and staying cognizant of the effects that you have, the effects of your actions. The way I have this written down in my notes, the 10 of Pentacles, is legacy and a culmination of life's work. It's a monumental year for you. This idea of needing to be intentional in your decisions. Make every move you make this year. Do it all bearing in mind, but zooming out from your life, what you would want to be remembered for. Everything you do this year, make sure it is aligned to that. And again, I think this is a very joyful card. That should feel good. It will feel good to focus on moving decisively but not rashly. You do not need to be impulsive. You can be intentional, but still making big moves with thought and care towards how you really want your life to have felt. Picture yourself at like, I don't know, the age of like 90, 95, looking back on yourself right now and make that version of yourself proud. I talk very often about the inner child. Earlier today I filmed a tarot video about the inner child, and I think that the inner child work is very good and very important. And also I think sometimes picturing your future older self might be just as important, occasionally more. I think for you this year it's maybe more important. Get a sense of your future self and picturing how you will have wanted to feel about you right now, and make every decision this year to make that version of yourself proud. I think this is the year you really build the things that you have dreamed of. Build the things that you have been picturing and wanting for yourself. But you have to do that putting more thought into the big picture, long-term things. So bear all of that in mind as you move forward this year. And with that, I think that is a perfect note to leave this on. I hope this offered some kind of insight for you, or is helpful in some way. I hope you have a very good, very fruitful year. And I wish you the best of luck.